With everyone anxiously waiting on updates about Kawhi Leonard's return this season, Skip Bayless has recently delivered some inside news on the matter. Watch the whole video to find out more. According to Chris Haynes of TNT on Thursday night, Kawhi Leonard's rehab from a ruptured ACL is ahead of schedule, and there is a, quote, high probability he'll return this season. The Clippers are now missing Leonard and Paul George, who has an elbow injury, and will be out until at least the end of January, if not longer. The Clippers without Kawhi. The Clippers would be a danger to emerge out of the West if their core combination were healthy. They have a pair of outstanding two-way wings who are difficult to match up against, and Leonard has already demonstrated twice that he can be the best player on a championship team. He has 2 Finals MVPs to show for it. Of course, Coach Tyron Lue does have alternatives since they are surrounded by a quality and versatile collection of role players. It's unclear how close the Clippers will go to peak Leonard in the postseason. Leonard tore his ACL in half during the playoffs last season and underwent surgery in July. A return? According to a standard calendar, Leonard would be back on the floor by the end of the season, but it would be a long time before he looked like his All-NBA self. Leonard hinted at this claim when he said he signed a 4-year, $176 million agreement with the Clippers last summer, in part to provide himself the financial stability he needed to pursue a comeback. Now that it appears he could, the West has become a bit more fascinating. Bayless doesn't expect a return. Everyone is confused about Kawhi Leonard's injury recovery updates and whether or not he'll be playing, especially after Fox Sports' Skip Bayless's newest revelation. The athlete was expected to miss the remainder of the season, according to the pundit, because he hasn't fully healed from his partially torn ACL despite surgery. He did, however, say that if Kawhi returns to the Clippers, NBA's Western Conference will be in trouble. Leonard sustained this injury against the Utah Jazz in the Western Conference playoffs last season, and he has been out since June 14th. Because the LA Clippers suddenly stated something entirely different regarding Kawhi Leonard's rehabilitation, Bayless must have some different information. Tyron Lue. Coach Tyron Lue spoke to the Southern California News Group on Leonard's growth for the Clippers in recent weeks. Contrary to Bayless's assessment, the star appears to be in good shape, as he's even performing certain box jumps that he wouldn't be able to do if his knee weren't responding well to therapy. Regardless of this rumor, the Clippers have yet to provide a timetable for his comeback. It is expected to happen between the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022. On the TNT broadcast, Lue stated that simply watching him active and able to leap and advance the way he does is encouraging. The Clippers, not to be taken lightly. The Los Angeles Clippers, who are still without Leonard, take on the Minnesota Timberwolves at Staples Center, where they are still on a winning streak. The Los Angeles club has been putting in the effort against strong opponents in recent games, and its supporters have been ecstatic with what they are seeing on the floor. Chris Paul showed against the Clippers that he can do more than just make beautiful dimes and score big points for the Phoenix Suns. The veteran point guard can carry the team on his shoulders when necessary, like he did that day. He was the main man of the match with 14 points, 10 assists, and 13 rebounds. With only 11 points, Devin Booker had a quiet night against the Clippers, but he did contribute with 10 rebounds. With Kawhi Leonard still out and Paul George out also, the Clippers had to rely on Marcus Morris Sr. for 6 points at home tonight. But make no mistake, Chris Paul was the biggest showman of the night. Kawhi Leonard would be an excellent complement to this well-balanced lineup. We could see the star back on the floor sooner than expected if his recuperation goes as smoothly as the Clippers have stated. But we'll have to wait and see if Leonard can regain his previous level of performance. With ACL injuries like the one he experienced, not every NBA player can return to their best. We're all crossing our fingers, hoping he'll come through. In other NBA news, Josh Giddy. Josh Giddy continues to impress in 2022. For the Oklahoma City Thunder's 122-118 loss against the Washington Wizards on the road, the Australian star put in another strong showing. In 36 minutes, he scored 18 points on 8 of 15 shooting, 2 triples, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals as the Thunder fell short. Giddy's passing was a significant highlight outside of the box score, as he sent multiple spectacular dimes to set up his teammates all over the court. It comes after Giddy, at 19 years and 84 days, topped LaMelo Ball's achievement of being the youngest player in league history to register a triple-double. And Giddy, 19 years and 93 days, was on his way to becoming the second youngest player in NBA history with a triple-double, beating out Ball for the second time. 19 years, 140 days. On social media, the basketball world applauded his performance versus Washington. Crypto. Andre Iguodala, the NBA champion, is the latest player to be paid in cryptocurrency. On Monday afternoon, Iguodala, who is a 3-time NBA champion and professional basketball player for the Golden State Warriors, said on Twitter that he would take Bitcoin in exchange for a percentage of his projected $2.647 million annual salary, BTC. In addition, Iguodala stated that he will give away $1 million in Bitcoin to fans in order to boost the use of the digital currency. Block's, previously Square, Cash App was claimed to make payments easier. Iguodala joins an ever-growing list of celebrities, sportsmen, influencers, and political leaders who have taken similar steps. At least 7 NFL players have chosen crypto over standard salary in recent months. Last year, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez and New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced that they would accept BTC as payment for their services, with Suarez taking it a step further by putting his 401k retirement assets in BTC as well. Bradley Beal has re-entered the league's health and safety procedure and will not play against Oklahoma City on Tuesday. Beal was suspended for 3 games in the protocol from December 23rd to 28th, saying it was due to contact tracking. Beal, who is 28 years old, has never been vaccinated. Beal's scoring average has dropped by over 7 points per game from previous season. In addition to averaging 6.4 assists and 4.7 rebounds per game, the 3-time All-Star is averaging 6.4 assists and 4.7 rebounds a game. Beal was unable to fly with Team USA to the Tokyo Olympics earlier this year after entering protocol while at the team's training camp in Las Vegas. Beal questioned the efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccination a few months later, before the start of the NBA season, and stated he wasn't inoculated for personal reasons. Koby Altman, a source familiar with Cleveland's plans, told the Associated Press on Tuesday night that Cavaliers general manager Koby Altman has been awarded for the team's turnaround with a contract extension and new job title. Altman has agreed to a deal extension through the 2027-28 season after reshaping the Cavs roster and returning them to postseason contention. According to the source, Altman will also take on the additional role of president of basketball operations. Altman's contract extension was initially reported by ESPN. The Cavaliers have already eclipsed their victory total from last season, going 23-18. Cleveland has won 19, and 22 games in each of the last 3 seasons, a streak that began after LeBron James signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Cavs are relevant again and look to be constructed for long-term success thanks to a nucleus of young players developed by Altman. Altman made smart choices in guard Darius Garland and forward Evan Mobley, both lottery picks in 2019 and 2021, and his trade for center Jarrett Allen last season has hastened Cleveland's development. Through these carefully thought-out selections, Altman has proven himself to be a true matchmaker. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think that Kawhi will be making a return this season? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.